Theme song. Welcome back among the stars, and welcome back to Space Haven, my favorite game ever made. We are working on the SCS Starlighter. Some amazing comments so far, some possible options for different names if we wanted to, but I think we have to get it built first. I think we have to get it done before we really see what we want to do with this ship. Now, the back, since the last episode, I finished building it out here. I have not lit it up yet, but it's got some lights in some spots here that's not built yet. Under construction, not a build tool. Okay. Oh, wait. There's no tools facility on here. That's going to be causing problems, I bet. Okay, and if I looked here, I would have seen that. All right, so I'm working on it. All right, and it's got a tools facility in here somewheres. Now, are there any spots in here? Like, we could just sort of put it right there even. Might look a little weird, although, actually, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, no, it actually kind of might look like a cool facility in this ship. Of course, if this ship gets boarded, then this becomes another block to either hide behind or that'll be hard to shoot from and shoot any interlopers. But I also kind of think that maybe it would be better to let's build that for now. It would be maybe better to have folks here and here and here, right? And then you line them up. As soon as they try to take over the rest of the ship, as soon as they come down this hallway, boom, these doors open. You've got a pincer move here if they're right here. And then you've got this door here, and then you just start blasting them. So maybe the battle doesn't happen here is what I'm saying. Look, I don't know. What I do know is the Starlighter is coming along. Now, I've got this spot here. This door is built, and I've turned the vent to closed. So that's going to allow me to kind of plan further, but also give a section of the ship that doesn't necessarily need, spacesuits and whatnot. What I might do, maybe it's a good idea to like do life support. Why is it not in life support facility? Why can I not remember where everything is? It's because I've got too many games going on, and I start to forget. So not a lot of spots. It's a little too close right now. We could put a spacesuit locker like right on the other side or something for people, but for now let's get this kind of going, and my favorite part of the game coming up, where we power this thing up. Logistics on. We're gonna power this up and we're gonna watch this whole ship whir to life. Now, this is maybe kind of a waste. Like, maybe we should have them continue to build the rest of the ship before we power everything up. Because this is going to burn through a lot of energy rods just sitting here. But I don't know. I can't wait. I got to see it. I got to see it power up. So Kathy is about to boot up the first part, the engine, if you will, the core of the Starlighter. The lights blink on as power starts to spread around the ship. The shuttle now has a bit of power. Oxygen will start to generate in this area. And these are not getting enough power. There we go. They're almost there. Come on. Yes. Things are powering up. And the very first hallway in the Starlighter is complete. This looks great. I don't know why I went with this wall idea, but I don't hate my decision so far. It just looks good with the double doors. I just really like how this ship is turning out. All right, now this area here obviously is not going to go great. It's not going to fill up with O2 very fast. We'll let this whole area fill up and become sort of a livable section of the ship. In the meantime, let's activate the sketch here, and let's talk about all of you. How's everyone doing? Now, I think that was 80-something hull blocks that we're going to need. So we do need more. I do have some build orders underway. I've got plenty of hull blocks on the way. Now, do I have enough? 28 of those. I might not be able to make all these. We'll find out. I think we can make all those. If not, we'll have to synthesize some more steel plates, or maybe we'll trade them if a trader decides to, honor us with their presence. But so far, here's what we've got going on. Comfort is good. I wish there was a way to see the light situation. Like, I'm not seeing anything telling me that, oh, it's dark, we don't like it. So that's okay. What's my temperature like? Starting to... Oh my goodness. We've got an opposite problem. So these thermal regulators are going to need to be doing a tremendous amount of work the other direction. Okay, let's get some more of these in here. Do we have more? Let's put one right here. Kind of opposite that one. So that'll be good. We'll see how that works. And we'll get this thing up and running. Yeah, hopefully you're all doing well. We might need to preemptively do something about this. I just know it's not gonna work, right? So what if we did... No, we can't... Okay, hang on. Oh, come on. Right-click should take that away. Okay. Sketch. What if it came out by 2? What did I have to do down here? It had to be 3, which is basically the whole ship. Like that, I guess. So that's what the wings are gonna look like? Ugh, I really wish... You know what? I'm gonna leave it for now. Oops. I'm going to leave it for now, and I just want to see. I just want to see what it looks like. What if we're lucky? What if we're lucky with this one and it works? We're probably not going to be lucky, let's be honest. But hey, let's get this built, and then let's talk about what we're going to do with this ship. Obviously, it's our colony ship. I was thinking we could have some apartments here. You know, some quarters. So a wall comes across here-ish or something like that, and here-ish. Then our center hallway breaks into 2 pieces and goes down this side, and then comes back and becomes a center hallway again up here. Then this center section here is maybe a bunch of compartments. Maybe it's all the food growing departments with their requisite, you know, things that they need, like light and power and storage. We do need to figure out about how to get power around the, you know, the whole complex and not get it in the food. And we need to figure out how we're going to grow enough food. I believe in the last episode we talked about, like, what if we made a bunch of different rooms for, it's like, this is the veggie room. This is the meat room, you know. So we could still think about that. That's an option on the plate. But I think the most important thing is getting it up and running before we start to really cruise through our absolute abundance of supplies. Like, yeah, we're doing fine now. But building a ship, anybody who's done this in Space Haven knows that building a ship means you are camping for a while, unless you build it in chunks. So if we had built this back section and a command deck like right here, and then just started flying with it, so we could keep mobile, yeah, maybe that would work. Rather than just sitting here, saving up all the resources and sitting here and trying to do it in one fell swoop. So, I mean, you know, you do you. That's what I'm saying. You do your play style. But my play style is I like to camp, I like to think, I like to design, and then fly out with it. Meanwhile, on board the SCS Fourchette, things are going well. We've got a couple of temperature issues here. We are in a high thermal radiation sector. That's how I say that now, by the way. But it seems to be going okay. Seems like we're doing okay. We've got a little extra thermo control in this area. Oh, no, we don't. I thought I had done that. Weird. So this area could use a little tender love and care. But the temperature's fine right now. We'll keep an eye on them and see if they need it down the line. In the meantime, get to work. Get in those hod pangers and get to work. Marie and Lori, get back to it. They're loading them up. There we go. Okay, she heard me. She heard me. Sadly, it looks like it's not going to work. I feel like they've finished this fin over here, and so it looks like the design is not quite going to finish. So if I remember correctly, we got to go out by 3, and then we could do this and this, I think. I think if you look at this, like, it still looks fairly kind of fin-ish. It's not, like, as sleek as I kind of wanted it to be, but we don't have the space to work with. Maybe if we do another series or even another ship, we could do something where we get a 2x2 ship space and then really play with some diagonal lines. It is kind of a pain to build with, though, as well. So, you know, there's always that consideration, too. But for now, we're going to activate this sketch here and just kind of, there we go, get that area looking a little bit nicer. And hopefully still looking like the side wing to this beautiful ship. Okay, you wonderful Hodpanger owners, do your duty. Weirdly, or maybe it's just something that I've never noticed before, it does appear that they're just kind of mainly working on the hull sections that are closest to the Hodpanger. So they're going to finish this as these ones get further out, I guess? I'm not really sure. It's kind of an interesting way that the AI works it out. But hey, I'm not complaining. Now we are starting to see a little bit of the space that we have to work with. I created space for a room here and this room here. I think in the last episode we had talked about making this like a giant compost facility, which I think would still be a good idea, especially if this is going to be a plant ship. So I think that's still a good idea. And And I mean, I guess it's weird to have such a large room for that, but maybe it's the composter and maybe it's the chemical refinery is in here too. I wonder if those would fit. Ooh, it looks like it wants to fit. It wants to fit, but we'll see. We'll see if it actually fits. I don't know. So that's an option there. And maybe this is our power. And we probably need at some point to get some hull stabilizers in here, at least 2. The Fourchette has 3, you know, which I'm wondering if you have a bunch of hull stabilizers on one ship and less on the other ship, will the pirates target the weaker ship trying to take it out? Or do they just target what's near them? We'll get 2 hull stabilizers at the back. That's going to help us. We don't have to worry about those now. Maybe some solar panel arrays would also be good. But again, we're going for comfort on this ship. I want this ship to feel very modern and very, like, advanced. So, if I bring this hallway forward, look at all these folks walking around without space suits on. That's feeling good, I bet. I bet they love it here. Okay, so if I bring this hallway up, hold down the V key. What does this show me here? I could create a small room right there, or a slightly larger room like right there. Let's remove that. Okay, I'm not sure quite, you know, what this room would be, what these rooms would be. Let's remove this one. Okay, but we're getting an idea of the hallway situation. That's what we're doing here. So let's just pretend that we're going to go with a double wide hallway, which is, you know, for a spaceship, fairly luxurious. Let's be honest. That's some luxury right there. Now, for apartments, they don't need to be too big. We could go like here even. All right. Something like this. I wish there was wish there was a measurement tool. Anyway. Then we've got an apartment like here. These are going to be nice quarters, by the way. This is going to be a swanky ship. Okay, we're going swank. All right? Like, honestly, like, is this ship Hillary? Because it is swank. Okay, I don't know if you know that reference. I mean, it's not really a reference. You can't just say something and say it's a reference. That was a really... I just said the name of an actor, and that makes me clever. Yeah, well, it does. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms here. This one obviously being like one of the less exciting rooms. This one being like a pretty swanky room. Maybe it even needs 2 doors. Who knows? So we'll have another 4 down this side. Now, it's not, again, and people have asked this before, like, oh, it wouldn't be more efficient just to make like one little room here and like have a row of beds and just get it over with. You know what I mean? But here's the thing, folks. I'm not trying to just get it over with. Okay, I am trying to design a modern ship for a modern crew for the ages. Hull stability achieved. We have ourselves a ship. She can't fly yet, but she also won't sink. Let's go take a look at the Kodiak here and do a little trade. I think we should probably make sure we get any... Oh, yeah, it's changed, right? So the water's over here, so we should get that. Let's get a stack of these energy rods as well. And what do they want for it in return? We'll just do this to, like, take the edge off that. We got to be careful, actually, with our fuel because we're about to be splitting that fuel up. Oh, my goodness. An honor is bestowed upon the Starlighter. Upon receiving hull stability, Captain Annie decides to come visit. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know why she's not, like, an evil person, but... Now, these rooms, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but, like, what is one of these rooms going to look like? What is this swanky pad going to feel like? Well, I want it to be, I want this one to be a single, I know it's a real waste, okay? I want it to be a single sleeping pod, okay? It's going to have, whoa, swanky. That's a very big couch for, like, a single person. I mean, I think I'm not trying to say what I believe the folks over at Bug Bite are trying to do. I feel that it's built more towards having, like, you know, a barracks is kind of what they're going for. Let's have a nice private door. All right. Yeah, I don't know if it's meant to have, like, little apartments. And yet here I am making a little apartment. Okay. We're going to have this in the corner. And a round table It's 2 chairs. Okay. Then this person also gets an arcade machine and their own jukebox. They're also going to have some lights. And can we get lights anywhere else? No, well, that's literally every square inch of this room is being used. I wish you could get lights over a table or something. Maybe that's, you know, one day. One day we'll get that. Anyway, that is like a pretty swanky apartment. That houses 1 person, so that's extraordinarily inefficient. But I definitely want, like, maybe a few of those. Like, maybe this one is a private apartment. This thing should probably be a private apartment just because of, like, how desperately sad it is. And what if it was a corner thing? What if this was, like, here? I think you can still get in. Yeah, so we put the bed right here in the corner. So this way they have a little bit of privacy. And perhaps there's not much in this one. This one is a pretty sad one. Oh, we have a little that. They've got a chair. All right. Yeah, this one's sad. This one makes us sad. We're sad for this one, but that's okay. I think we're going to have to use wall power nodes mostly to get this area done. But maybe if we're smart about this, we could do... let's get a floor power node. We kind of need some power... in this area here. Yeah, we got to get it 1 over, otherwise it's not going to power up that wall. So let's think about this here. We might have to use a floor node over there. Okay, the ACS Fly Me to the Moon has entered. Let's trade and make sure we're getting some water from these guys. If they have it, they do. A little bit of water. So we're going to get that water. We could get that Energium. Yeah, let's just do that quick trade. Let's just keep the water flowing. Because, again, 39. Oh, my goodness, 39? Okay, we've moved 10 over here. 39. And we have 17 water. Are we melting it? This might not be... Okay, we'll put that on continuous. We're going to melt the rest of this water. But, oh, boy, did we ever go through water fast. This is bad news. We might even need to turn these off or something. Because, again, you know, we're not making very much food. Blah, blah, blah. We've got the algae dispensers, which we found out, you know, yeah, they're not getting great, you know, nutrition from it, but it uses way less water. The titanium goose has arrived, and with it, a lot of water, which is delightful. We're just going to spend some of our money and keep this train running. And then I've left, hopefully, a 10 stack there, which we're also now going to go and buy. So that is going to keep the life flowing in our ship. But now also another Merchant Federation ship is coming in. And I tell you, I think people are just really excited about this new ship. We have nobody. Dr. Thumbs is working it. They are not answering our hails. The Titanium Goose operation is offline, so we can't get a hold of the Titanium Goose right now. That's all right. We'll work on that. We'll work on that later and see if they answer us. Oh, wait. Okay. Hail. There we go. Again, I'm just trying to keep an eye on if there's anything that'll allow us to trade those, to trade some of those prisoners in exchange for maybe some water or some diamonds and just anything of value other than these friggin' lazies who sit around eating my algae. I slaved over a hot algae pot for you. The least you can do is get recruited to my side. Day 280. We've picked up some more water. We have 69 energy rods. Nice. Things are going well. We do need to keep working on power supply, which I have done. And if I'm being honest with you guys, this is just like a side note. Every time I say power or a word with P, I like lean back off the mic instinctively, and I pop in the P's. And it drives me nuts, and I want to provide the smoothest possible listening experience that I can possibly provide. But sometimes it's just tough. Okay, somebody dismantle this, please. Sign, Dr. Thumbs, just take this apart. Are the vents closed on? The vents are closed on this, so we're kind of trying to keep the oxygen supply in this area, and I want to put up a spacesuit locker right here. Let's just game it out. Let's think about this. What if we had just... Okay, let's see. How many are we going to get here? Oh, I mean, we have to. We have to because it fits so perfectly. So we still have room for all our food growing. Don't think I'm not going to do that. But I mean, come on. And then, do we want to do even more? Do we want to daisy chain all of these and then just feed them right onto the power grid? Because what I found from this and from many people have been commenting is this battery system is, while nice and very cool and amazing, and I'm a great streamer, I think what people have been saying is that, like, this isn't exactly how power distribution works in Space Haven, right? It's more like this. You want power supplies near stuff that is really power hungry to kind of, compensate for any drains that you'll find locally. And that's where you get your brownouts, which, of course, we haven't had in many episodes. I thought I had a battery up near here, which was a very silly idea. I don't, so that's good. So maybe these feed to batteries. Sure, maybe this room has some batteries in it. I don't know, and that helps kind of run things. But maybe it's just more like this. Maybe it just feeds right onto the grid, and this is this area doesn't. These also don't carry charge, so they're not necessarily like a like a fire concern. So we could also have things like our oxygen generator in here, you know? Let's do this. This is going to be like an engineering bay. All right, so we're going to do this here and close it in. Oops. Come here. All right. And we got to be fast because my crew is also fast. So they're going to start building all this, as you can see here. Okay, so we don't want that to happen right away. So you come in here and there's, all of this stuff going on. But there's also like, yeah, we've got an oxygen generator in here. What else do we need? It just kind of seems silly just to have that. Okay, we're going to do this so we can have some light in this area at least as well, because there's no lights down here. All right, so you got an oxygen generator in here, and you've got a water collector in the corner. All right, and you've got what else is important in this game? I mean, storage obviously, but we don't really need storage in here, do we? No, but this is great power generation at least. Maybe we got to think about shields in this area more than we need to think about like this crap. What does that look like? What does a couple of shield things look like here? And what does it look like if we move these over? Okay, hear me out. This is part of the testing. Okay, for some of you, this is going to be your favorite episode ever. And for others, you're going to send me a letter in the mail. I'm going to be like, how'd you get my address? And it's going to be like, never mind how I got your address. Just don't do this ever again. But it has to happen, okay? This is life. All right, so we're going to have storage here. If I can. It looks like... So these have no dependencies? These have no access needed? That's awesome. That's good to know. So we can have some storage here. Like so. We can have another one right there. Or, hear me out, now we have an oxygen generator in here. Because the thing about oxygen generators... Let's take the comfort map here. The oxygen generator is minus 16. So it's not a huge comfort debuff, but it's not helping. Yeah, we'll get this lit up, don't worry. So we could get an oxygen generator in here. Now, power-wise, is this a useful thing here? So that floor node gets to this floor node here, and that kind of covers us for this whole central section. We daisy chain all of these and then feed them right back into this central power node. So that feels good to me. Let's rotate this a little bit. So it just, I don't know why, just it looks like that. Okay, that's kind of stuffy in here. It's looking stuffy. In a good way, though. Let's see, I guess the real tell is how much food can we now make, given that we've sacrificed this much space. So let's get to thinking here. In fact, I'm going to pause it because we almost have enough room here to get started on this. Soft blocks. What are they going to build with those soft blocks? I don't know. I just want this to be filled in a little more so we can space it out. That's good. Let's pause. All right. Life support. No. See, when you get hooked on other games and then you can't... oh, maybe it's in the food tab, solid content. You get hooked on other games and then you kind of forget where stuff is, you know? It happens. Okay, so what do we need here? If we're going to do food, production... Like this. Okay, see, now this is feeling good. Now we could do separate rooms if we wanted to. For the time being, let's make sure this hallway can still come up and meet the rest of the ship, and it can't. Of course. Of course. Of course I don't get to have everything I want. The important thing here to remember is going to be getting power fed to this whole area. So, for example, right now, we're not covering this space. So we're going to need power in here, or we're going to need to split it up into rooms. Now, rooms allow us... I mean, we could just have some floor nodes in there. I don't know. Or we just need these power nodes to be... to kind of, like, meet in the middle. Which seems to be, like, right there. I'm just going to try this here. Let's see what happens if I meet this one here, and this one could be there. Okay, so this gives us a sense, this gives us an idea of how wide a floor node would need to be to create this much empty space in between the things. And to do, we need a wall. So we can have those quite close together. So this could actually work if we did more of like a thing here, like a thinner, a narrower hallway kind of thing. But then what does that do for this space? It leaves a lot of empty space for no reason. Okay, let's keep thinking about our design here. And the last few hull blocks go in, and we have finished the outer Where'd you guys go? Where'd you go? Okay, well, we're just about finished the outer shape of the Starlighter. Now, some things to discuss. This area, I don't know why, but I still feel good about it. I still feel good about having some, solar power production going on. It takes up a lot of space, yes. However, let's get rid of these before we start getting too committed. What I am not feeling great about is the idea behind this shape. And that is because it's hard to get power into such a wide area. And would a spaceship have giant wide open spaces in it? You know, like this area here seems to be the least organized of our ship. It's okay, but it also just looks like a giant warehouse. So, what if the growing, the growthing is done elsewheres on the ship? Now, it's not a 2x1, it's a two thick hallway. All right, I just kind of have to measure again where that is. So if this is the center point here, then we kind of want the hallway, yeah, like there and there. Okay, so we know we want a central hallway. And by we, I of course mean me. I know you guys want me to want a central hallway too. Come on. I know the hallway is in all of our best interests. So I'm going to rebuild that, and I'm going to see what kind of space does that give us to play with, because I think we could be growing food on the sides of the vessel here. And this area here, why, it could be an open concept, kitchen dining area. Maybe it's within the hallway structure. Oh, see, now that's an idea. If I do say so about myself. If I toot my own horn endlessly, I'd say we've got an idea brewing. So let's cancel these. Let's cancel these. All right, so you got an open concept kitchen kind of idea going on here, which means we want this hallway to come up like this. And then, and yeah, I can, I'm not listening to your screams of, please stop making hallways. Those will fall on deaf ears because, we're making hallways. This ship's going to be full of hallways. That was a foregone conclusion. We knew that was going to happen. Okay. So now what we're left with is this wide open space here, which we like or we don't like. It's a bit of a 50-50 because we could also this could be lounge area, but could also be, it could also have, our med bay. This could be the med bay too. I don't know. Maybe this could be the med bay. I don't know. These should be like lavatories probably. All right. So in thinking out the math here, I think we're faced with a problem of aesthetics versus, form, or like having something work. Form over function, I believe is what you say. Now, I've got, I think this little area could actually fit quite a decent amount of food production in it. So if I did this math right, you can get them both here. I didn't put anything here. We could put some small grow beds in this space probably, or storage of things that we might need. Because you got to remember storage is important in terms of at least trying to make this even just a little bit efficient. So I think if we do this and pack these in tightly enough together, what we're faced with is, how many is this? This is 6. So what if we go a little tighter here, like so, and then we could have a water collector right here or something, or a CO2 generator just if we need it. Then we copy the same thing over here. All right. This is, the question is always, is this enough food for our crew? I don't know. I never do know. It seems to be that the crew of these ships eat so much food that if you look up here in this area here, you're going to see 8 monster meat, 8 the meat of a human being. And this is something that for some reason I can't seem to turn off. You go into the settings. I could say compensate missing ingredients. I could turn that off. But I was hoping what that meant is that they would use this stuff, not use these things, which I've set to 0. At any rate, it seems like some people are sneaking off to have a little foot snack instead of the algae like I've provided with ample amounts. So we've got 12 and then 4 of these little grow beds. And we still have room left over here for some storage or maybe even some more grow beds if we need it. If worse comes to worse and we can't feed enough our crew of this with that, with these food beds, then yeah, we could change this whole little sector here of the ship, which I don't really want to because I think it's going to look cool when it's done. But here we are, trying to make room. I want this area to be nice and open for our botanists to be working and just lounging about and chilling. So we're going to keep that. So the only thing that we're not able to succeed in is keeping the power generation separate. If we do that with walls and stuff like that, or we could even make this area low in oxygen or something like that, we could do all of those things. However, it's just going to cause more problems in the end. So I think we go with wall nodes. We spread them out fairly well so that the power is still decently spread out, and maybe there's only like 2 in here. So something like, this here. And then, if I'm not mistaken, you can do 1 more here. Yeah, perfect. So there's only 2 in here. There's only going to be 2 in here. And we do have 2 shield batteries. So maybe when there's a solar flare, we have to be worried. Yes. Maybe we could draft people, and we could preemptively place them in the food areas right near these. So that as soon as the thing hits, boom, we have them on right away doing fire damage control. I think the next thing to do, aside from like watching them build all this, which is a favorite part of mine, is probably get some doors in there, and then think about what we're going to do up here. Like, what's the plan? Do we wall this command section off? Well, I just did, so yes. Now this area could have maybe like the wall, the actual command deck starts like here. And again, it's going to have another double door. I don't know if you noticed, but I really love the double doors, so we're going to be using them a lot. Okay, then you got a wall here and here, and that's created 2 other rooms that we can have, because I think this should be enough room for the command sector. Across like this. Now, how many ship points do we have on this thing? We haven't built everything, so maybe that's the problem. So I don't know. I don't think the power... Yeah, these don't take ship slots anymore. We have 2 shield batteries, 2 shield gens. So we could technically, because I believe Team Fiasco left a comment saying that there has been surprisingly little ship combat. So we could actually load this thing with a couple of guns, which would be nice to see. Oh, we should probably put a wall behind there. I know we do need a med bay, but maybe it's like there's medical beds and there's also guns. Oops, zoomed in a little bit there. Could be fun. But in response to Team Fiasco, who's made a very good point, yeah, there's not been very much ship combat in this series. This has been, it's not to say that I've been pacifist, because we have been going after it. We have been getting after the combat. However, it just doesn't seem to be as effective to fire on other ships and hope for the best. It seems to be the best thing to do now is send boarding parties. Basically, have enough shields that you can withstand a thorough thrashing. Maybe the navigation console. Yeah, I wish we had thought about making the ship like 3x3, but we could also do something like this, maybe. Like, what is that dumb? Let's just say for now, this is gonna work. This is for what we want. Let's get ourselves our medical bay up and running here. Could we have? Oh, it would have been nice if we could have fit two. Ooh. Just a nice row of medical beds. The thing I know we're going to need to get to is this space, but let's make sure we have rooms for everyone to sleep in. If I mirror the structure of these ones a little bit, that'll help me make some decisions here. So I kind of like the way it goes into that curve. So let's, do the same. So right there. So there's a little tiny room. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, no, let's make a large space there. So right off the shoulder, run right there. Yeah, let's make this into sort of a more communal space. These will be some nice ones. All right, and we'll get a nice, maybe a bunk bed in here. So this could be for, a couple of roommates hanging out. Whoops. So this will be nice here. But still calm, not filling up with CO2 like my other ship. And they gotta have something to do. I think an arcade machine is very apropos if you're gonna be just a bunch of roommates. Let's move this. Man, I'm clicking weird today. I think it's because I had a giant plate of very tasty spaghetti, and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the weight of the noodles. Now, how much is this? Oh yeah, we're good. So we can get some lights right here, like so. See, now that's looking good. Oh, if only we could put some rugs down. That's the real test. And of course, Axel, if you hear this, a window right here, please, behind the couch. Come on. Gotta get some windows out here. This is being moved, so that's fine. These are being built slowly. We've got our med bay. We've got whatever this is going to become. Probably another washroom might be a good idea. Single bedroom, and then sort of our, our barracks, if you will. Why don't we have the barracks like so? And the door will be here for extra privacy, because you don't want people like opening the door and looking right at you being asleep. And maybe, oh, just maybe, it's a double door. Oh, I can't get over the double doors. I just love them so much. This area is going to have double doors. Now it needs, of course, a swanky couch type situation over in the corner like this with a circle table and another couch. Does it need another couch even? No, let's give them a table here. Yes. And then they should also have, maybe they have a jukebox. Which again, we're going to need to go fabricate a bunch of tech blocks, I think, to get this done. This bedroom here, again, another, like maybe this is the captain of the ship has one of these rooms. These rooms are so wanky. So we're going to dismantle that. We're going to build that wall. We got a little couch over here. And one of these here like this. Oh, this is feeling real good. Oh, wait, I was going to put the, yeah, of course. So that'll go here instead. I like my people to feel nice and calm when they come in from a long day work. Maybe this person puts on their jukebox, plays some tunes, and thinks about the long day of making food for the other ship, the Fourchette, as the Fourchette constantly launches its vessels towards pirates, blowing big holes in the side of their ship. We sit over here thinking, oh, well, we're not necessarily part of the problem, but deep down inside, they knew they were feeding those soldiers the food they needed to do their attacks. Seriously, this room is tiny. What's the plan in here? This room sucks. Yeah, we'll get a table in here. And a light. Yeah, I mean, this room is not ideal. These rooms are tiny, not as enjoyable as the other rooms, but there we go. All right, now this needs power distribution, of course, but it's certainly looking like it's coming along nicely. And I think the part we're all waiting for is how is this lounge space going to look? I like the open concept idea. Let's run with it and see what we can get. So if we put a couch, like wrap around couches, first of all. All right. Then we have tables for said couch. Okay. Then we could also have food here. We could have a kitchen. Now, do we do like a dual kitchen? No, we should have a flat kitchen like so. All right. And maybe an algae dispenser if we need it, but I mean, we're not going to need it on this ship. Let's be honest. These folks are going to eat well, and, you know, they deserve it. Now, could we get a table like right in the middle of the space? That would be super funky. We kind of can. If we did a little something like this. No, let's have it mirror, yeah, the midpoint of the ship. And then we need to think about where to put this. We could move this over a bit or something like that. I mean, we could put chairs. If we do that, we just need to figure out something else to do with this kitchen. But I really want this area to look swanky and comfortable, you know? Let's see. What do we think about that? Here, let me click on that so that brings that up. So that looks just a little too close to the double doors to be comfortable. Okay, what we could do is place chairs here, which doesn't solve the issue of that center space, but it does provide more seating, which I think is, you know, kind of nice and comfortable. So we get some chairs there. Looks kind of fun. This area is a little empty, you know? Obviously what I'd love to do is create a space where we can have like a TV or something like that. Like I really do believe that that is coming up. That at some point we're going to have like a DLC option that's got all that kind of stuff. And that is going to be one heck of a good day for me and for Space Haven lovers. I tell you what. Let's have this be the door. Let's have this be a door here. Think about my door options. How many doors do we want, you know? Let's have a door like right there. That feels good. A lot of entrances, but again, we're not going to go with the airlock idea with this one. Let's move this wall over here. This is looking packed. Packed in a good way, I hope. I hope you think it's looking packed in a good way. Definitely leave in the comments below your thoughts about where this vessel may be headed. I don't know if we're going to need CO2 producers necessarily, but having them around isn't always a terrible idea. This could also be, we could put vents here and get more O2 generators if we need that. At this rate, though, I kind of just want to get it built and see what we're dealing with, because those things come to us later on. Once the ship gets running is when we're going to find out what we really needed all along. And right now they have a lot of walls to build, and we've got a lot of probably tech blocks and maybe some energy blocks to make. Do I have energy cells? Yes, I've got enough energy cells. We should be good. We should be able to get the rest of this ship built up and ready. The construction on board the Starlighter continues apace. I've shipped a few extra supplies over there just to have them hanging out so people can get them and hopefully deal with them, or at least get them into the parts they need. People seem to build odd things. Like, for some reason, this jukebox was a high priority. Not sure why, but they got it done. So good for them. They're about to get done some of the command modules, which does kind of make sense to me. They're sort of working their way in an odd order, probably when I placed them, I guess, in the order that I placed them, the food stuff here. I've got this all linked up, and now I believe that means these are active and generating me a little bit of power. Or no power whatsoever. Thanks for that, Shouldn't you guys be generating some power? Sector solar output 100%. It doesn't seem to be generating anything. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe it's because it's not being used? So they're not needed? I'm not sure. Oh, there's a little spike of use. Yeah, not really sure. But anyway, those are powering up, so that looks kind of nice on board the ship right there. There'll be a little row of those and some shields. So that's looking a lot more symmetrical than this little mess is looking, at least. That'll be nice to see. We actually have the same number of these things. Solar panels. No, only 2, right, because I'm putting some shields there. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about 2 things. One, the power situation. I kind of want to bring a power node up here. It does connect to this one, so I'm going to actually put it right here, which is weird, I know. But I'm also going to straight up wall it off, just like that. And I think we could have actually considered doing that more frequently in our design. This is always something to remember we could do, I think. I don't know why I forget that you can just make little corners. So that keeps it relegated to the hallway. The hallway has a little indent, fine, but at least that power, if this thing blows up, isn't going to spread into these spaces. And then we just have to vent them off pretty quickly. But the real reason we're here is because we want to know, I'm sure you're all dying to find out, who is going where. So far, the crew that will be boarding and working on board the Starlighter is Aurelia, Babyface, Botany 3, Lawson, right here, which I wrote all these down, as you can tell, Botany 3, Aura, where was Aura? There she is, and Tatiana. Tatiana's new to the team. She's a level 3 botanist, though. A lot of research as well. So a lot of researchers are going, but I've also discovered a new problem that I've caused us, which is to say that all of these people are also, except for Tatiana, but all of these people are fairly good at mining. I have one other person left on board this ship who's good at mining and a couple of 2s. So now I'm thinking like, oh no, are these the miners maybe? So what I'm wondering is, like, is there any way we could redesign a little bit so we can get some hod pangers in here? We could get 2 here, and that's about it. So it would give them something else to do, I guess. But unfortunately, yeah, it seems like we are down a bunch of miners. One thing I'm considering doing is at least getting 1 miner here, so any mining will be done by somebody on this ship. They can always just hop in a miner if all their other tasks are, you know, if all the botany is going well. They hop into a miner and they can go and do the mining work, drop the nutrients? The mined stuff off at this vessel for processing. So that might be useful. So we could put that in that room, or even in this room. I also do want to, I think we're ready to swap this out because we have researched the final level of power generator, the X3. Look at that. It burns 0.002 energy rods, puts out a lot of heat, might I add. However, it also produces 40, EUs, or energy units. So let's get this beast built. I do need to be careful, though, because it looks like... Yeah, I have to build it in this corner, don't I? I got to build it right there because all those things will be... okay, well, let's dismantle this. All of these things will be dislinked if I don't do that. Now, if I build the X3, will it still connect to this guy? Yeah, it's still going to connect to all these, so we're good. So that's the next plan over here. And the next piece of research we've scheduled is, unfortunately, don't get mad at me, the enslavement facility. Now, will we build one of those? Yes. Are we going to use it? We're going to try not to. But look how many petulant prisoners I have refusing to be sold and refusing to join us. We got to do something about those. So hurry, you folks. Let's build this ship so we can get out there among the stars. The building is going well, but it looks like the Android Collective has a question for us. And that question is... Oh, wow. They want 5 infra blocks for 310 credits. I'll take the money. It makes the androids like us a bit more. That's fine. We don't really need that, but what we do need is to take off very soon. So I'm going to build out our recycling depot, which I believe should probably also have some storage. in here. Can that not be built? I think it can once these are built. So we'll get those done. And those really don't need very much. Although we are just about out of tech blocks. So that might not actually be doable. But it looks like everything else is falling into place. One thing I forgot we needed and didn't build is a chemical refinery. So I think that's what this room becomes. This ship does not have guns. This ship has chemical refineries and various things like that. It'll probably need some water purification as well. It'll probably need some storage in this area so that it can hold on to all the raw elements and some of the finished elements. Like maybe we can store our fertilizer here, or we can have it sent to these 2 storage bays there. Anyway, that's a lot more scattered storage, but I think for a ship like this with a little bit of a industry, you heard me, a chain of industry, I think that makes a lot more sense. The finishing touches are being put on the ship as a shuttle arrives with Captain Lawson. I think we'll make him the captain. I think he or Aura are some of the oldest crew members on board the SCS fleet. But Lawson arrives on board the Starliner, ready to, oh boy, it's really not mass supported. Whoops. It's time to flip the switch, connect the last connection, and oh, wait, how do we get this? Okay, for now, oh, no, not that one. No, okay, you connect to here. And then you connect to there. Okay, we'll sort this out. We got to clean up our power because that's like really stupid looking. And it looks like we're missing some electricity down here as well. But for the most part, our rickety old ship springs to life. And here we are on board the beginnings of the Starliner. Now, we certainly do need to work on some things. The grow area looks like it's coming up nicely. We're going to need to design it, first of all, finish the walls, finish the doors, finish getting some power sorted out to some of these spaces. Whoops. But she is truly a vessel worthy of her name, the Starliner. So we prepare them to hyperjump. No hyperdrives are powered or fueled. That's okay. I've given the order which will create the task, and hopefully these guys will... let's unpause those logistics. And unpause those logistics. And hopefully those will get powered. I wonder if actually maybe that's the problem. Maybe this one needs to get fueled up, and then we'll be mass supported. Our recycle area is ready. We'll probably put another storage area in there. These 2 rooms have yet to find a home, a use. We do have a hod panger. Everything is looking good, except for the temperature, which is now going to slowly come into control because we've just recently powered up the temperature. Aura and Lawson, okay, nobody likes the ship yet, but you've got to give me a second. This is a lot to do in one episode to get ready to go. We have our shields console, nav console is up. The engines power up except for one of them. We could jump without it. But really what we need is somebody to go and do the logistics. So we're going to wake up Lawson, who will eventually be the captain. We're going to try to figure out our uniforms. We're going to try to figure out all of that stuff. But the first thing we need to do... Oh, the rest of the crew is here. Oh, amazing. That's great. The first thing we need to do is see if she sails. It looks like we need some more of these, but they're getting there. They're going to do their jobs. These are all powered up and going to start doing their jobs. They're going to bring all this temperature under control. I know it's a healthy 144 in the command deck, but don't worry, I say to this crew. Oh, it is beautiful. It's mass supported, just barely, but that's good. And there it is, lighting up for the first time. The Starliner. She's not pretty just yet. But it's well designed. I like the layout, if I do say so myself. I love the double wide hallways. I've snuck in a few little features here and there. We're going to keep tweaking it. But so far, she sails. And there goes the Starliner on her maiden voyage. Our first stop, of course, is into a nebula, which is a little tricky, but we've got to get that water. What will happen in the next episodes remains to be seen, but that's entirely up to the crew of the new SCS Starliner. I hope you enjoyed this episode very much. I hope you found it to be some truly solid content. Here she is coming out of warp. And we look forward to see... What am I, a team? I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the next episode of whatever it is we play. So until then, stay safe among the stars. Oh, she's a beaut. Look at that ship.